Hello, this is the second part of my video about engraving metal plates. All you see here, if you make it, it's at your own risk. Be careful with the current and with the evolution of hydrogen. It's an electrolysis process. You can use this for non-commercial use only because it's my own technique and there are just some patents pending. Now you see here the path and the evolution of hydrogen and electrolysis, which I've just shown in my first video. You should make this outside. This product, it is the iron hydroxide changing from oxidation state 2 to oxidation state 3 at the air. There is a metal plate, it's iron, and it's just painted with a ship motif, and that are the areas which are protected from etching it and the electrolytic process, which I've just shown in the first video. I also make some lines with the well-known common engravers needles. And there you see a plate which is just etched and painted. It will be printed in a low printing technique. This is the metal plate. It's galvanized with zinc to protect it from oxidation. And there you see some details. The reflecting areas are higher, and they are protected with zinc and just polished, and the areas which are gray are lower. And now you see in this video that you should make the electrolysis in outside, because you see there is some evolution of hydrogen gas. Now I will show you how I prepare my printing ink. I use carbon, which one can find in his chimney, and I use a linseed oil as the mixing base, which you could find in your kitchen. I mix this with a spatula. It's the thin plate of iron, flexible and well sharpened. I spread the mixture several times over a glass plate, which is recycled material, so I will get a perfect mixture, dispersion of carbon in the linseed oil base. You should repeat this several times, and also spread out the color, the printing ink mixture with this soft roller. You should repeat it very carefully, and if you do this, you will get a good printing ink. And repeating it and collecting the color with the spatula, and then I spread out a little bit of the ink which just rests in the roller, and so you get a thin surface which looks like black velvet, and that should be very thin and carefully done. Now in the next process, there you see the etched and prepared plate, and I will now paint it. And in this process I will print this plate first in high technic printing technique, which is normally used for xylographic wood plates, for example. And this is not normal with engraved plates or aquatintic plates. They normally are painted and printed in a low printing technique. It's to say that the lower parts are painted, but in this process I very carefully, very softly roll over the plate, so that only the elevated parts of the etched, the electrolytical etched areas are painted and will be printed, and the lower parts will not be filled with ink, and they will not be printed in this stage. As in the next parts I will show you how to make it in the low technique. Now we come to my famous printing machine, which I showed how to construct it in my blog. And I will print this plate as usually, putting some well vetted paper over it, using some felts, and then moving my printing press very slowly. I can feel when the plate comes, and I can feel when the plate goes out. That is a perfect printing press. But if you do this with a mechanical electrical press, you cannot feel the plate, and you cannot feel how much force is done over this plate. Is about 500 pounds or more. And one of the next videos I will show you how to make such a printing press. There is the result, very fast, very cheap, and very easily done. Now the next time is we will print the plate in the classical way, that is to ink and paint the parts, the lower parts of the plate, and then you have to polish and to clean the plate as usual, so that the higher parts of this plate, you see, are polished, and it's putting away the printing ink. Now let's print also this plate using a little bit much pressure, because you now have to lift off the printing ink, which is just inside in the lower parts. So not very, you have much sun here, and the next pictures it will be shown better the result of the printing. It's a rather big plates, thin, 1 millimeter. We have such a plate which is just inked for printing in low, and this is another view of the same plate. There you see that the elevated areas are blank, and in this is another plate. You can see it more clearly, printing in low technic, and the areas which are low are filled with printing ink, and the upper parts are polished. You should go to my homepage to see this picture a little bit better. That is a painted plate for printing in high technic, and you see there is the result of printing this plate in low technic, and in the next picture you will see the same result printed in high technic from the same plate. If you want to see more, you're invited to go to my homepage and look for more results. Thank you for listening to me. Goodbye.